Oh, it's 14G right here. Camera's kind of bugging out. We will be doing a pros and cons about the PlayStation 3, as you saw in my last video about the 360 and how it sucked. Pros and cons, mostly pros or cons for that system. So we'll see about the PlayStation 3. First will definitely be the YLOD. Not very common with the PlayStation 3 console, but you know what? It has been there. People have had problems. There actually is a whole bunch of people fixing them right now. But you know what? It's not as common as the 360, but the PlayStation Slim is more common to get the YLOD than the Xbox 360 Slim if you get the RROD. So there's a whole bunch of failures with the whole Blu-ray drive, and a whole bunch of failures with the resetting. Like if you hold this button for like 5 seconds or whatever, it'll stop you having the YLOD. It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, why can't it be like the old systems where you just plug and play it? And even though systems were crappy, but at least, you know, they were reliable to turn on. Number 2 would definitely be the controllers. The controllers you have to give them a good shake, because they did and end up getting a rechargeable battery pack in the back, which is a lot nicer than buying one for the 360. But the PS button is really dull. The triggers, your fingers slip off and are really big. And since this is basically a media system than a gaming system, your controller, you want kind of to be to kind of be user friendly, which is the whole interface of the whole DVD Blu-ray setup is bull crap. Like, you have to press triangle to, you know, pop up a menu, and then pause. You have to find the pause thing and then click it, and then it's really hard to get to the menu. It's really hard to just do all that stuff, which is simple, because if you turn on the Xbox 360, which is not based on DVDs, because that's all it can play, you just press A is pause, A is play, B is get out of the movie, or I think one of the buttons is pop-up menu, which, you know, there's only like 6 panels, and you click, and then you'll go to your menu, and you'll find it and you'll click it. So it's a lot easier. These buttons are also really flat, and they're really, like, I don't know, they seem like they can get jammed. And this is just dull, these are dull, and I don't really like them. So that's a negative. The 2 USBs on the PlayStation Slim, they had 2 USBs, which I don't mind, but I mean, come on, if you're making a better console, you're making a better console, you're adding features, you're not losing features. The original one had 4 on the front and then 1 in the back. Of course they slimmed it down 36%, but come on, I mean, if you lose stuff, like, no one really used the flap with the SD card and all that, but I'd rather have it than not have it, of course. So they lost a lot, and it just didn't make any sense to me. Number 4 would be the matte finish. Why would you put a matte finish on the PlayStation Slim? Once again, it's not really adding to the sexiness of the console, because it's more on the physical characteristics that they have to build instead of the actual software and hardware itself, because quite frankly, it's good stuff. Nothing's really that bad with it. But making my console even is the lamest of all PlayStations, because it's matte. It's matte right here. The only cool part is the piano finish right here. But since mine is the newest PlayStation, it has matte finishes here and here, and this is the 160 gigabyte model. Number 5 would definitely be these buttons. They're really cheap feeling, and I don't know why they lose their heat sensitive buttons, which were a lot more user friendly and efficient, whereas these ones, you know, kind of cheap and still work, but I'd prefer different. Number 6 would be the online for the PlayStation 3. I'll be playing Call of Duty, and I'll be in a match, and then randomly it'll sign me out even if I have good internet. So I have to press the PS button, go to sign in, and then sign in quickly before I get logged out of the lobby, which is pretty annoying. That happens quite often. And with the Wii and the Xbox 360, it never happens, like, at all. you'll get signed out because, you know, something's wrong with your modem. Something that makes sense. Whereas this just decides to sign out. Number 7 would be how the cords, the power and AVI and AVI that come with the system themselves are way too short. Like they're like this long, and you can't spread it out. You need to put it on like right beside your television instead of on top of it or whatever, because the cords are too goddamn short. I like how they have the vents right here, but whatever. I mean, they have like no USBs in the back. It looks pretty dull and plain on the back. You just have your Ethernet, your HDMI, your optical audio, your standard component, and your power supply, of course. And yeah, that was kind of annoying. The whole motion gaming right now that I don't have the PlayStation Move. Don't plan on getting it. I don't know why Sony would leak that. They haven't even made it very many games for it, and most of the games suck dick. So I don't know why they made Move. Move was poor. It's it's a replication of the Nintendo Wii. At least Microsoft actually came up with something like the Xbox 360 Kinect, which is motion controlled instead of motion controllers. Like you are the controller, it's voice activated, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Whereas PlayStation, no one really cares, but because it's more, this is tending to go for the more hardcore right now. Whereas Xbox is actually used to be the full hardcore, and now it's going for kids and different kind of people, for a different attraction group for the consoles. Number 9 would be signing in. So you have a sign-in account, and then you have an online account for that sign-in account, and then let's say you're playing split screen on Modern Warfare 2, you have another account for that, but it's all on the same account. So I'll sign in as SOD X Noir Killer, and then I'll sign in for when I'm already signed in. I'll just sign in for PlayStation PSN, and then I'll have my PSN, which is Noir Killer SODMG, and then I'll be signed into that. So that's already 2, but on the same account. And then I'll go play split screen with one of my friends, and then I'll be like, load account, and then I'm like, okay, load account. But then since I have no memory, you have to make this other account or other name that is attached to your account, and so you have 3 different names for some reason. You can't just use one, which is easy, just like the 360 and the Wii. It made it that much harder, which was annoying. The multi-platform on the PlayStation 3, I mean, come on, this obviously has a better processor for the graphics card. I mean, the 360 can't even compare itself because it doesn't have awesome exclusive titles yet. Cannot compare to the PlayStation 3's exclusive titles like God of War for the graphics. For some reason, Call of Duties and Assassin's Creeds and racing games, Grand Theft Autos, like, they look better on the 360 because people tend to work for the 360 a lot harder, even though this has better potential. And if people want a game with good graphics, why don't you work with the PlayStation, since it actually has that potential, whereas the 360 has already been maxed out. The 360 has more of a black finish, which actually makes it more realistic. The 360 exclusives don't even look really good. They're cartoons. I mean, they're like Gears of War really flexes its muscles with its graphics. No, it doesn't. Gears of War is a cartoon. You can't flex its muscles when it's a cartoon. Or it's God of War and all of that. Like, that doesn't look like a cartoon. Uncharted, that's good stuff. I mean, I wish they'd work a little harder on their multi-platforms, because I think they could do a lot better with their multi-platform system and actually make graphics a lot better, so people will actually buy it for the PlayStation, as well as the Xbox 360 and Wii, which, no, Wii's not really comparison if you want to play motion-controlled Call of Duties. So anyways, that's my 10 cons. I'll add a few pros. You have a Blu-ray drive, sweet. You have built-in rechargeable batteries. What else is there? You have optical audio. You still have your USBs. You can actually move your system when a disc is in. So there you go. That's PlayStation 3.